What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got news. We got very good news, we got very nice news, we got news to talk about, you might have guessed that, from the One Piece TCG, including events that are going to be going on in DreamHack Dallas and at Gen Con. I love Dallas. I'm enjoying the Mavs series at the moment. The Mavs are pretty good in the playoffs. I'm enjoying it. I like watching them. I went to Dallas, and that's why I've started following the Mavs. They're quite cool. But if you go to DreamHack Dallas, well, you can get yourself a demo deck. Nobody, I mean, look, the demo decks are cool, but the demo decks are old at this point. Doesn't mean they're not nice, doesn't mean we can't enjoy playing with them, but I think the majority of people watching this video have probably gone to the point where demo decks are less relevant. This, however, is absolutely relevant. It is a Monkey to Luffy sitting on the One Piece. I have had a lot of questions about this particular card. And the reason I've had so many questions about this particular card is it came out in Japan in August. And I know it came out in Japan in August because I was in Japan in August. And I actually bought a bunch of issues of this, frankly. And it was wonderful. I came out to Ghibli Museum. I was waiting for a train. I popped across the road to a convenience store to grab a drink, and I'm like, oh, that magazine's out. And of course, that magazine was the one with the Luffy promo. I was delighted. And I never wanted to empty a store of their issues. That seemed like a mean thing to do. So what I always did was I would go into a store, and if they had a few, I would buy one. And I ended up buying a few. And I was delighted. And I had a lot of questions about Wossi. When is this coming out in English? Luffy sitting on One Piece, or, you know, some representation of what the One Piece might be more appropriate. And the whole time along, I've been like, I don't know. Well, it turns out DreamHack Dallas is where you can go and grab it. And it is a new mechanically unique card. And you will notice there is no artwork credit in the top right-hand corner of the card. And the art looks a little bit familiar, which of course is a dead giveaway that it is Oda artwork. That is why there's no artist credit, because it's from Oda. And we've got 7 cost, 7,000 power, counter plus 1,000, and on play you return up to 1 character with a cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. It's alright. I'm not going to sit here and claim that it's the best card in the world because, well, it came out in Japan 9 months ago. So if it was going to be good, it would probably be good. And it's not, so it's not. But at least not amazing. But there's definitely at the very least, we can say that there is potential here. And that makes me pretty gosh darn happy. It's very similar, in some ways, to the super rare Borsalino from OP05. It basically trades 1,000 power for counter plus 1,000. But the big thing is it can only target a 3 cost or less, whereas Borsalino can get a 4 cost or less, and it puts them to the hand rather than the bottom of the deck. So make no mistake about it, it is worse than Borsalino, but at least it has counter plus 1,000, which is kind of decent. Not claiming it's better than Borsalino, understand entirely it is a worse version of Borsalino, but it's not without its charm. And, you know, if nothing else, absolutely stunning artwork. And then if you can't make DreamHack Dallas, I've got wonderful news for you. How about Gen Con? One of these years I'm going to make it to Gen Con and it's going to be lovely. This is almost certainly not that year, but if you do make it to Gen Con, you can get this as well. Same card, same demo deck as well if that's what you're interested in. But from the 1st to the 4th of August, you can go to Gen Con in Indianapolis and go and pick up this card. Gen Con, for those that don't know, is basically just a huge tabletop gaming celebration. The problem is, it always has very close proximity to the Pokemon World Championships, and that basically makes it very, very unlikely I will be there. I'm actually going to Hawaii, or Hawaii via Tokyo, like a week after Gen Con. Literally the weekend after Gen Con, I fly to Tokyo for 3 days and then on to Hawaii for the Pokemon World Championships. And that's generally the way it is. Maybe one year they will be close enough that I can go to Gen Con and then pop to Worlds the next weekend. But Worlds is 2 weeks later in Hawaii, so I can't combine them, and I definitely cannot do one, then go home and then do the other. Sad face. But Gen Con is always one to look at, not just for One Piece, but for any card game. Gen Con generally has good stuff. For One Piece and a bunch of other games, I would keep it in mind. Don't need to talk about the card, we've talked about the card, but just kind of be aware that it's there. But the other thing that's gone and happened is they've updated the Sealed Battle. There is Sealed Battle Volume 2, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this Luffy is new. Now, it's not actually new, because of course it is the all-colour Luffy, which has very literally been designed for sealed battles. But last time we saw this, it had a Gira Egawa artwork, and this time around it's got Basai artwork, which is kind of fun, because they're my two favourite artists in One Piece. So seeing Egawa do the first one, and then Basai do the second, actually kind of awesome. I am 100% in favour of this. Same card. Exactly. Wait, no, it's not the same card. It's different. It's got 5 life. Now, it's exactly the same in every other way. It's all 6 colours. It's got the same text on it. It's got 5,000 power. But they've upped it from 4 life to 5. Which I find very interesting. Now remember, it is, as it says, like literally the first thing. It can only be used at designated events according to the rules. So by upping it from 4 life to 5 life, all they've really done is made it a little bit longer games at these sealed events. They've made the sealed event games a little bit longer by giving, because basically everyone's going to use Luffy at a sealed event. You don't have to, I believe, but if you don't use Luffy, then you're basically massively pigeonholed, and you can only use the cards you pull from your packs that you give them. So frankly, not using Luffy would be weird. So everyone's basically going to use Luffy, and that means that you get a fun little, extra life. That's weird. I didn't notice that first time around. I was too struck by the awesome artwork. It's awesome, and I love it. But again, gotta bear in mind, it's an all-colour leader, which is specific for these sealed events. It's really fun, and I love they've upped it to 5 life just to make the games a bit more interesting. But make no mistake about it, it is largely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I don't want to sound mean when I say that, but it doesn't really mean very much. Like I say, just means everyone's got to take 1 more life to win a sealed battle game. Sorry. And please, as always, correct me in the comment section if I've missed something. I follow the news coming out of Japan for this card game very, very closely. I don't remember seeing this card in Japanese. I do not remember seeing this card coming out of Japan in any way, shape, or form. As always, please correct me if I've missed something here, but I'm fairly sure we've not seen any of this. Like the 8-pack battle, that's what they call it in Japan, 8-pack battle. The most recent one I can find on a Japanese website still has the Akira Egawa Luffy. So I think this is a card that we get in English first. Like, don't get too excited. Obviously, Japan's going to get this card. But for the time being, it seems to be an English exclusive. What is not is the other card from the sealed battle, that is to say the Boa Hancock. Now, there's actually 2 versions of it, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that they look the same. One is foiled. But whereas with pre-releases, I'll often do like a regular and a winner version, there is no winner version, at least not according to the website. It is the exact same card, but now it's foiled. And this isn't a new card, incidentally. This was a magazine promo over in Japan. So, yes, obviously this is one that I've picked up previously. It's actually sitting right next to me on my desk as I record this video. It was in the April issue of Psycho Jump, if anybody's wondering, along with a Vegeta promo for Dragon Ball Super Fusion World and some other cool One Piece stuff. Seriously, Japanese magazines are so much better than English magazines. Makes me a little bit sad. As for the card itself, what we've got here is on your turn, 4 cost 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. On your turn, if you have 5 or fewer cards in your hand, and I promise you it really should be 5 or fewer, all of your Kuja Pirates type characters gain 1,000 power. I mean, look, again, right now, I'm not sure how great this is. Like, it's clearly designed to be played with a Boa Hancock leader from OP07, which obviously we don't have yet. We're just getting EB01 now. Well, if you're in the US, you've got it. If you're in the UK, you're waiting another 2 weeks. Boo, etc. Never mind, it happens. But the point is, it's designed to be used with that. And right now, I don't think Boa Hancock's that great in Japan. But it's one of those things where you never know. And Kuja Pirates could be garbage for the next 4 years. And then all of a sudden, they could become really good. And if Kuja Pirates, as an archetype, ever becomes good, this card is going to be like a staple. This is going to be a card you're going to need in that deck. So this is one that I've absolutely got my eye on, because this, again, it doesn't matter whether it's good or not now. This clearly has potential to be a staple card if Kuja Pirates ever becomes good. So there we go. That's what we've got. We've got Sealed Battle with new promos. We've got that Luffy coming around at these other events. And we've got a lot of stuff to look forward to. But I've told you all that, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of these cards. Tell me how excited you are. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.